You wouldn't say it's summer. It's been raining way too much and temperatures are way too low. It is truly an exceptional year, and I just felt like escaping from it all. So I decided to turn our van into a very basic camper van and go camping and spend a first night in the van, something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I'm going to see Anne and Thijs, two Dutch people that I've met on Instagram. So they're a Dutch couple and they moved to France, I don't know, I think a couple of years ago. They opened their holiday homes, I think last year, 2020. And when I contacted her yesterday, she said, give me a call when you're about 20 minutes, 10 minutes away from our home, because I'll be in the vineyards. So they bought, I don't know, they bought maybe an old winemaker's house. I think they have vineyards. I think she started making wine, or maybe she's done this before. I don't know. We don't really know each other. We've just met on Instagram. And I'm going to ask her and her husband why they moved and what life is like being a winemaker in France. I'm free as long as you're here with me. Probably a good time to show you my van disguised as a camper van. Of course this isn't a camper van. We need this van for all of our building works, for getting materials, for taking branches and sand and dirt to the dumpster. So I would love to turn this into a real camper van, but it's just too soon. But I think it's disguised pretty well. So I want to invite you to come see what we did. So in an ideal world, you would insulate the whole thing. There is no insulation. This is probably going to be super humid during the night. But if you take that into account, I guess I'm fine. There's no ventilation. Olaf this morning, he did tell me, what if we would just do that? If we just install the ventilation so you can close the van and lock it during the night and still have some fresh air coming in. This night I will just leave a door open, or maybe this door or the back door or the side door, and get fresh air in. I bought a mosquito net thing so that will keep the bugs out. So I just cleaned everything. I just cleaned the floor, the walls, the ceiling. That's it. And then on the inside I didn't do much. This used to be a florist's van. So the guy or woman who owned it before put these in, I think for just putting buckets with flowers, I don't know. So this was pretty convenient. I've been using this for tools. I have this area here below is my construction brocante hunting area. So there's tools to tie things to the van. There's all kinds of things that I use. So I've left that. So, it's convenient for now. I've got a few blankets, rope, everything you would need when you go brocante hunting. And I thought it might come in handy when I go camping. So, and then this area, I'll call this my kitchen. So there's fresh water. I've got some tap water that I'll use for rinsing things, or just like I always do when I take this van out for day trips. There's a small box in here with just some tools that I might need, some duct tape, a screwdriver, stuff like that, batteries, and that's it basically. Oh yeah, and I've got lights. and it doesn't work because I see the thing opened and one of the batteries fell out. That's why I've got spare batteries and duct tape to hold it all together. And then there's this area just the side of the van. There's not much to see. I just put a mattress in with some blankets underneath, cleaned the floor, it's got my clothes. And then over here I have my gas stove thing, my toilet, and it's really nice because I just arrived at Anne's, and she actually has an outdoor shower and toilet that she uses for her pool. It's a pool house. It even has a small kitchen. If ever you're wanting to come to this region, Beaujolais, you're looking for a really beautiful holiday home, you should check this place out. I'll put a link in the description. I've never met Anne before, just met today. We met on Instagram, but I could see that, you know, the way she decorated the place and the atmosphere and the views from the pool. I'll try to take some shots and show you. So this is just a box where I have all kinds of things that I could need. It's my tech gear, it's my pots and pans, some food, just everything that I would need. And then that's about it. And you can hear the winemakers working in the fields, all the machinery. Gosh, I love this area. I love this part of France so much. It's just gorgeous. And so this is my view from my van. And actually, just ignore the wires, the electricity wires. All electricity is above the ground in France. So you see them everywhere, you can't escape it. But that hill, I didn't realize, but she said that is Montbrouilly. So that's the hill where you were. In one of my earlier vlogs, I was on that hill with a small chapel. I might go back there if I find some time. It's just amazing.
Smell, you put your nose in it,
and then you're supposed to say what it smells like.
Yeah, well, only if you want.
Yeah.
Depends.
And then I go, it smells like red wine.
Yeah.
Instead of strawberries and
then you taste.
Mm-hmm.
And then you You
like
tell
it
me
or
what
you
you
don't
think.
like it.
Yeah.
No, then you say, oh, it's. I feel it's really
And then you make all
fresh
kinds of
or
intelligent remarks about
yeah.
it.
Or you just simply say, oh, I like it.
Yeah, the first thing I learned about wine tasting is either you like it or you don't like it. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that's important.
Yeah.
And everything is allowed. So
Yeah.
if you have an association, oh, you say strawberries, yeah, then you smell
If
strawberries.
You,
Yeah.
if you smell avocado, you smell avocado.
Yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah.
smell,
It's like there's no right or wrong.
So can you tell me what took you to France? It's like everybody wants to know, probably.
Should I start or
Yeah?
what?
Is it the same story?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Well, it's the same
You said-
story, but maybe different reasons why France was a
Yeah.
dream.
I think since I grew up, I always came to France on vacation with my parents. So I always had a love for France. Since 2000, my mom has a second home here in France, in the Bresse. It's like an hour north of here.
Mhm.
And in this region, I already come since 2000 to taste wines and to enjoy the beautiful countryside.
Yeah.
And we always said, okay, if we're gonna save a lot of money and then we're gonna retire early and then we're gonna move to France.
Ah, wow. Yeah.
But saving the money, we're not that good in saving money. We're more about
Spending money.
enjoying the
Enjoying
life,
life.
enjoying
yeah.
life as you
In
live
this
it.
moment.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we were both working in finance, pretty busy jobs, two small boys, and then we were like running from daycare to daycare, and sort of fighting who needed to pick up the kids, and then working the weekends, working the evenings. And then we said there has to be a different way. And then Anna can tell about her dream, but she always had a dream to open a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, before I worked in finance, I studied at a hotel school in
Oh,
Maastricht.
yeah.
And I always had the idea that one day I would start a bed and breakfast somewhere.
Small little.
Yeah, like small little, but also with the idea, oh, I will do that when I'm 50.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, then we just figured.
And then we said, okay, but what's the worst thing that can happen? We'll just try it, and if we don't like it, we'll be back in 2 years, or 3 years, or whatever. I mean, it's not.
And our kids were.
At least we tried it then, and we went for it.
Yeah.
2 and 3, like before
No
no
schools,
school
no
yet.
s-
So
no
we thought,
clothes,
actually,
yeah.
this is the
The perfect
great moment to move and start a new life here.
And then first I looked for a job for financial security, at least we thought it was important. Pretty quickly, because we made the decision in October to go for it. And then in December I had my interview. January I had an offer letter, and in June we lived there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're ever gonna leave.
No,
No?
no,
found,
we made the right
I
decision.
mean, just look at,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is your life now.
Yeah,
I mean,
actually from the start we were extremely happy.
Don't miss the Netherlands, don't miss
No.
Amsterdam.
No.
I'm originally born and raised in Amsterdam, so in the Netherlands I only wanted to live in Amsterdam, but I don't miss it at all.
What would you say is the biggest difference between French culture? I
Everything
don't know if we have enough battery
Where to start?
for all the differences.
for all the differences. What's the biggest thing? The most
The biggest
striking
thing I think is that everything life is more slowly here,
Yeah.
which is actually a good thing, I think. Sometimes in the beginning we really had to get used to the fact that if you you have a meeting or you say, oh, we're gonna have dinner, let's come over at 6, like nobody comes over at 6. Everybody's always late, and things take a long time. But but actually it's nice if you're not always in a hurry and people just take things more slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is less stress.
Yeah.
And it's more about, I said it, enjoy the good life.
Yeah.
It's about food, it's about wine. People
French,
have a lot more love and care. I mean, the only two things important during the day is lunch
Food, lunch and dinner.
and
Lunch and
And the wine.
Yeah, and the rest is around that. I mean,
Yeah, they take their time for a lunch and
Yeah.
and they're willing to spend money for quality food. It's less processed food, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we really enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. And the wine, I was wondering, was that something you've always, because is that your project more than
Well,
It's my weekend project,
your weekend?
my second job.
my daily job and Thijs' weekend
Yeah,
weekend job. But no, we didn't come here at all to make wine. That was not the idea. But we found this house, and it's an old winemaker's farm, and it came with a vineyard. And at first we didn't know what we would do with it. Maybe rent it out, or and then actually we became friends with a lot of neighbors, and they're all winemakers here. And somebody suggested once,
It was Michel.
yeah, you can also try it yourself.
Yeah.
And then the seed was planted. Like, oh yeah, is that even an option? And then
yeah.
the ball started rolling.
Feels like that's quite rare to have a vineyard that comes with the house. That
Yeah,
it
so-
wasn't
yeah,
sold
yeah.
to anyone else.
So the vineyard was at the back of the house.
Yeah.
We actually ripped it out because we.
Oh, where I'm parked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
the whole field
land there where
behind,
you don't see any wines.
Yeah.
That's also ours. So we ripped it out because initially we thought, yeah, well, we don't know what to do with
And
it.
they were very old, or not
Yeah.
super
We
good
asked some
condition.
friends if they wanted to work it, and they were not interested. So that really indicates.
Yeah, that's
It was
bad
very
soil,
old.
bad,
Yeah.
bad-
Well, good potential, but it was just not treated very well
Yeah.
in the past.
And then we got the opportunity to buy the vineyard here around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we really wanted to buy it anyways because we didn't want like because it's around the pool and it's
Yeah,
where our
yeah,
kids
so
play, and we didn't want any pesticides or anything
Yeah,
used.
yeah,
So we wanted to buy it anyway.
To block the view that nobody can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody can
yeah.
ever build something there. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But then, and then I did an study in Boon. Then I started doing like a winemaker school
Yeah.
and working with other winemakers around this. And,
You did an internship.
and then did an internship, yeah. And that's how we started. And now we
Yeah.
have our first vintage.
So this is the first one.
Yes,
Yes.
from the
2020.
harvest from last year.
That was a good year. I don't know anything about wines, and they say that was a very good year.
It was a very warm and dry year.
Yeah.
So
The yields were low, but
this
the
is- yeah,
quality was high.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Low production, but the quality was good.
Yeah.
And we do everything ourselves, so
Yeah,
from harvest to vinification to.
Yeah.
yeah. And then we have luckily friends around us that help
Help
us.
for
yeah.
the for
yeah.
the
And that
windows
give us
and-
advice.
More advice.
yeah.
If you have a question, you
Yeah,
can
yeah. If we,
If you want to taste, they taste.
I think in general, French, I mean, where we live, everybody is so friendly, and
Here as
people
well.
come and greet you, and they come say hello, and try really.
Yeah, and then
Connect.
Burgundy is not. I think here in Beaujolais they say that people in Beaujolais are even way nicer.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they
Sure.
say.
That's
what
what
they say.
they say.
What they say here.
It's right. They say people in Burgundy aren't as open,
No.
but I think our village is just very open. Let's
Yeah.
say the people in the Beaujolais are much nicer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
no, but that was my
I cannot
biggest
judge.
worry, maybe up front, that people here would be like hesitant of foreigners that come here and
Yeah.
be a little maybe not positive towards that, but that's not at all the case.
No.
They were super
No,
welcoming.
yeah.
Everybody was happy. It's good for the town, good for the region.
And how did you know this was the house? How long were you looking for a house? How long did it take?
The first
It
house.
was the first house?
Yeah.
Really?
And it was sort of by accident because actually, as you know, in France there's no funda.
Yeah.
You only have like a lot of little smaller websites with
Yeah.
not the best pictures
And,
normally.
and multiple agents can have a single house.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
the thing that we were
Yeah.
so surprised about.
Yeah,
Like, someone can sell it,
Yeah.
and then your agent might not even know that. So
yeah.
it's really different markets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the pictures are not good, so you just randomly we select
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no,
It's
it's-
unbelievable. I mean, my
It's unbelievable,
4-year-old
but
makes better
still the
pictures.
case. Yeah. But here you get 3 pictures randomly, very
Not
dark.
even clean.
No,
nothing.
no.
Yeah.
Some disgusting bathroom and
Yeah. And the dishes are all in because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so it was pretty hard to select houses to
So we
to
found
watch.
some houses just
On the
ran-
internet, so
Yeah.
you did find it on the internet.
No.
Not this one.
We randomly select the house, and then I approached the agent. And then I did some email correspondence and explained we can either do in this price category
Yeah.
or a little bit cheaper, but with a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And then we were actually being Dutch. We were 1 hour early before our meeting. And I still called her. I said, "Okay, do you know what? I know one place that you might be interested in." And then we drove
was
here. And then Anna was not right away convinced.
Nah, it was in the beginning. I thought, yeah, this is too much. This is too much
It
work
was
to do.
disgusting inside. It was like,
Yeah.
it
Well, there was
really
no electricity also, so it was very hard to see anything.
Dark.
Basically.
Yeah.
And where we're sitting now, there were all trees, so you didn't have the open view.
Yeah.
The pool area was completely like wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody took care for that for like 5 or 6 years, so it was like everything was.
Bushes everywhere.
Bushes.
You have to see the
Blackberries
potential, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And even when the houses are renovated, you don't know how it's done. It's usually very poorly done. You need to redo the whole thing. But when
So
you-
actually, in the end, I think this is the best way because the walls are good. We had somebody look at the construction.
yeah.
Everything was fine. So then, yeah, you can sort of build it up in your own way.
But you made four. You have 4 holiday homes.
Yes,
Is that
we have 4
in that
sheets.
area?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all this area. And yeah, we started with renovating those so
Yeah.
that we could start with that, and of course the pool.
Yeah.
And next step will be our own house because we still have the old French wallpaper
Oh,
against
yeah.
the walls.
Yeah, and our
Rustic,
yeah.
decoration.
our bathroom is like 60 years old. So
I've seen the sheets. They are amazing.
Yeah.
Really.
Thank you.
That you're the interior. Madame Déco. Moi, je suis la Madame Déco à la maison.
I actually assisted.
Actually, we did it together.
Ah,
yeah,
yeah?
yeah. It's not really my thing or
my
anything.
thing also not,
we,
but I actually participated.
yeah, it was actually
It looks
fun
really
to
good.
do it, and
Yeah.
they're all a little bit different, so I didn't want them to
And
look
on
like
purpose,
each
we
other.
just
Yeah.
because we had some time, we just bought like 2 or 3 big things, and then first put it down, and then
And then see what needs
Yeah,
to
what needs to
be
be
added.
added and what's
yeah.
nice with it.
Yeah, and for the some important stuff, we just like search for good quality, like the curtains. We had somebody from
Yeah.
here actually from around us
Oh,
do the
yeah.
curtains and like really nice quality with bright colors and
Oh, yeah.
What would you say to people who are thinking about making this move and are saying, I can't, it's too early, I don't have the money, I don't. What would you say to them?
Don't do it as early as possible. So I always, if I look back, I think why didn't we do this 10 years earlier?
yeah, we should have done it.
But yeah, live your dream. What's the
follow
worst
your
thing
dream.
that can happen? I mean, then you're back in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can always go back. You do need to think about. I mean, for us it was that me having a job makes it easier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you do. Of
Well-
course, you have to think about having some kind of plan or idea. But if you have an idea, then yeah, follow the dreams.
Go.
And if you have kids and you're worried about that, I would say that in our case, the kids are super flexible and
They will adjust quickly.
and
seriously.
they adapt. And if the parents are
I think the
happy,
first day
then-
was, I will never forget that. The first day that Harry went to school, he didn't speak 1 word of French. And then we only,
And he was 4 years old?
4 years
Yeah.
old, and we learned, the only sentence we learned to him, how do you need to ask for the bathroom.
Oh yeah, that's what we
Je
did.
dois faire pipi. Yeah.
And then you could see that the first few days it was difficult for him because he didn't speak 1 word of French. But he was holding himself strong for us.
Yeah.
It almost make you
Oh,
start to
yeah.
cry yourself then. But yeah, after a few months, I could notice that they started the first French
Yeah.
words between the two of them.
Yeah.
The
And
kids?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
arrête was the first word used.
Yeah, yeah.
to-
Arrête! Attends.
Yeah, yeah. En fait. Yeah.
And now they are fluently French and they
They
talk
speak
Dutch.
better
Amazing.
French than Dutch. Yeah.
I think many of the risks we have in our head, so we think if I do this, then that might happen,
Yeah.
and life will be horrible. And then when we actually do it, turns out that's not as tricky as it seemed when you
No,
were.
of course, you can never plan everything ahead. I mean, there will be stuff which will be frustrating or which will not go as you want to.
Especially in France, it will
Yeah.
take a lot more time.
Everything will take more time.
It will take more
But
time.
in the beginning we were annoyed about it, but now we can almost laugh about it.
So we drink.
Yes.
How do you say that in English?
Cheers.
We
We drink to that.
we drink to
We drink to
a successful move.
the good life in France.
Yeah.
Following your dreams.
Yes.
Santé.
I was lost in the woods under dust, and the fairies found me. And they left clear the way to my heart. All the hurt, all the pain under the skin, I had fainted. And they carried me, they cleared the way to my heart. Thank you to magic for rescuing me. Thank you to summer for fairies.
I drove back to Montbrouilly, the place I was a few weeks ago, I think. I made another vlog. I just discovered it by accident, and yesterday while I was talking to Anne, she said, you know, the hill over there, that's Montbrouilly. So I decided to come back here today. I'm giving a training for my training business in, I don't know what time it is, probably an hour. Thank you to magic for rescuing me. Thank you to summer for fairies. I can't believe what is happening. Let me see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's an antenna over there, and I am supposed to upload a whole bunch of videos for my training business. I haven't been able to do this. I've been going to co-working spaces. There seemed to be a bug or something in Vimeo. I've been sitting here, like a video that would take all night at home has just uploaded and converted in less than 5 minutes. So I just texted Olaf and said, I may take a little longer because I think I'm going to stay here and upload all of them so that will be finished. The things you appreciate when you don't have them. Just a small reminder that to be grateful for whatever you take for granted in your life,